Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is your homegirl. Arabia Barbosa 914, Western County, New York. DJ Cleveland, I know he had interest of hitting the link. He want to come over here and talk to me. But if he don't hit the link, that's fine. Shout out to him. Shout out to DJ Cleveland. I know he's been on YouTube for quite a while. He's been having some trouble with different people on these YouTube streets, and he wanted to hit my link. This is my day. This is my day, DJ Cleveland. Hit the link. But he might be busy. He might be traveling back to his home from his job. Because DJ Cleveland do work. DJ Cleveland has a job. So DJ Cleveland is probably uh traveling away from the job. He wants to enjoy his life. He don't want to be on YouTube all night. And I don't blame him. But DJ Cleveland, you can simply get in touch with me on YouTube through this StreamYard. And it is what it is. A shout out to you. Or you can get in touch with me on my email address, arabiabarbosa at gmail.com. It is what it is. DJ Cleveland, he want to come up here and talk his little ish. I don't know what's going on with him. He said certain people on YouTube has been mistreating him. So let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I have not known for quite some time because I've been so busy. But today I had time. Yesterday I had time. And I have time for my people. I have time for my people. Especially if you have addressed me in the past. And he did address me a few weeks ago. And he was like, Arabia, I couldn't hit the link because he's busy. He's got a life. Got a life outside of YouTube. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. 914 Westchester County, New York. 914 Westchester County, New York. I'm mad as hell. And I don't feel good. But I have to do what I have to do. And tomorrow morning, I have to get up 3 o'clock in the morning. I have to leave out of here a little before 4 o'clock to catch the carpool. To get to the dispatching office. I'll be so glad when my office open back up. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. It is what it is. Um, Thank everyone for coming over and visiting this channel. Those that are not here will catch the playback. The ghost watchers mostly catch me. But DJ Cleveland, and he sounds so sincere. He sounded so sincere. So I'm trying to keep it up for at least another a few minutes. And in the meantime, I'm gonna talk. Power off. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk my ish. I'm gonna talk what I think, my private thoughts. And my private thoughts about this YouTube streets, especially this sector, it has no bearing on nobody. It gives no real information to nobody. Don't you know the price of eggs has gone up? A dozen of eggs is now almost $10. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. The price of eggs is almost $10. When you go to Walmart and you get the bigger cartons of eggs, that's costing you, it used to cost you $5, not even $4. Now it's costing you almost $30. Does nobody else see what I see? Does nobody else see what the fuck I see? Shout out to the chat. The price of food is going up. It's going up in New York. It's going up in New Jersey. It's going up in South Carolina. It's going up in Georgia. It's going up in Florida. The price of food. And there's a lot of YouTube creators. I don't mean no harm. There's a lot of YouTube creators that have farms. They got chickens. They got turkeys. They got geese. They got goose. They got they have the ducks. They have pigs. They have sheep. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't mean no harm, but they have been telling people a long time ago to build your own garden. Grow a garden in your yard. Grow your garden in your yard and get some chickens, get some eggs, and incubate everything. Get it warm, get those chickens up, you know. You'll get your own eggs. Let me tell you something. When I was over there with Birdman, when he was at that trailer off of Remont Road, shout out to the chat. And he had neighbors that had the chickens, they had the roosters, they had the little baby chicks running around. And there was one particular day we was walking past that house, and I said, "Oh, they got the chickens out there, they got the rooster out there, and they got the little chickadees running around." He said, "Arabia, do not get close to that fence, because then people gonna come out and they gonna come with guns." I said, "What? What going on around here? What the fuck is going on around here?" And I said to myself, "Oh, I said, oh no, 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 no." But I understand what's going on. I understand what's going on. I realize that the price of eggs is going up. I went into Family Dollar today. The price of eggs is almost $9. You go in certain stores, it's almost $10. They've been doing this high pricing of foods in the north for quite some time. It wasn't that hard years ago. It wasn't that hard years ago. Now it's very hard. And I'm saying to myself, what the fuck is going on? And I'm worried about the new generation coming after us. Those that are in their 20s, late 20s, 30s, 40s. Those are the people I'm worried about. But it's not just them. It's the children they have, the grandchildren they have. What the fuck are we going to do if the price of food continues to go up? My advice to everybody, build you a garden. Build you a garden. Maintain your garden. Maintain your yards. Maintain everything. Get some eggs that has not been refrigerated and raise some chickens. You're going to have some hens in there. You're going to have some roosters in there. Raise them. Get your eggs up. But you got to let the hen have her babies. You got to let the hen have her babies. Because if you take away them eggs, when she lays her eggs, and certain hens only lay eggs a lot of times before they become 2 years old. So do that. But yes, it's coming to a time where you're gonna have to raise your own little farms, like little farms. Those that have yards, you can do it. Even if you live in the city, you can still do it. Cause I was living in Yonkers, New York, and people had chickens in the yard, had a rooster crowing all the time. Like, damn, 5 o'clock in the morning, the rooster, it be just croaking away. Shout out to the chat. It is what it is. Shout out to my ghost watchers. Shout out to my ghost watchers. Shout out to you. Yeah. And Sis was live earlier and he questioned me. And I went over there and answered the questions. I went over there and made my statements. And I kept telling Sis, I'm not afraid to hit your link at all. How long I've been knowing Sis? For many, many years now. So it is what it is. A shout out to the chat. Shout out to my ghost watchers. I'm your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa, 914, Westchester County, New York. Westchester County, New York is different from New York City. It's different from upstate. If I'm angry, I'm going to talk like the way I need to talk. Just like my grandmother used to do. All of them used to do. Shout out to them, rest in peace. It is what the fuck it is. The there is going to be a time where a lot of you ain't going to be able to afford a can of beans. Grow it. Take whatever you can and grow your own garden. Get whatever chicken eggs you can get, goose eggs you can get, duck eggs you can get. Grow your own shit. Because we all have to come together at one time or another. But I'm going to tell you something, when you hatch chickens or ducks or anything like that, they automatically think that you are the parent. What happens on the day you have to kill off these creatures so you can eat? It's been happening to rabbits a long time. Been happening to pigs a long time. Been happening to cows a long time. Well, what happens to the other animals? Because a lot of you don't have cows. You don't have pigs in your house. You don't have none of that. What happens when you are raising a egg to be a hen, chicken, or a duck, whatever might be going on? What happens when you decide you gotta kill that particular animal to feed your belly? What will happen? Because they're gonna see you running for them. They're gonna see, and they will cry. They will beg, and they will ask the question, "What did I do for you to betray me?" See, animals never betray us. We betray the animals. Shout out to the chat. We betray them. They're part of our diet. Or most of y'all eat meat. Most of y'all do. Y'all eat cow meat. You eat pork. You eat fish. You eat ducks. You eat chicken. So we're all a part of it. So if the price of eggs is almost $10 a carton, can you imagine the price of a whole chicken or bits of chicken, like the wings, the drums, the breast, you know how much those prices is going to go up? Why is the price of food going up and the price of your paycheck is not going? The price of your salary is not going up. Something is wrong with this government. Something is wrong. I don't know what is wrong. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. But I do know and I do understand that there is a shortage of food. And I'm telling you something real quick. There's a lot of farmers in the United States. They are being paid by the government not to produce food, not to do this, not to do that. Because you know why the government did that? Because they have outside contracts with other countries. You know how many countries hate America? They hate us. Black Americans, African Americans, those that have been here for over 200 years. A lot of your family members have been here for over 200 years in this fucking country. It's a fucking shame why some of you, not all of you, some of you don't have what you need to have. We got certain black people that call themselves the elites. They are the bougies. They are the bole. They are the buffer between us and the government and these other hater Ration people. Shout out to the chat. I am your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa, 914 Western County, New York. And I do understand because I remember my adoptive father, he had that gun in the house. It was a it was like I can't describe what kind of gun it was, but I remember when he died, I had two brothers in the house. They grew up together. They started fighting over the gun. They started fighting over the fucking gun. And one was more brazen than the other one. He was willing to kill my brother to get to the gun. Shout out to the chat. Because I do have one biological brother living in this world. And I will not reveal his name. Shout out to the chat. I will not reveal his fucking name. He know who he is. He see when I go live. He's on his other social media play. He know when I go live. He heard my speeches. He heard my talks. He's taking everything in. Cause he already know. He got it in his mind that he gonna outlive me. I'm older than him, only by 1 year. 1 year. And I'm gonna tell you something about that. When my mother had me, 6 weeks later, she got pregnant with him. He was already there. And she said her pregnancy with him was terrible. He was the kind of baby that liked to swim and kick and all that. He was, and my mother, I don't think my mother went to the visit the doctor like the way she should have did. Because my mother was a part of the Nation of Islam. So you can only go to the doctors that the Nation of Islam told you to go to. And I don't think my mother was getting her prenatal care. I don't think she was getting the vitamins she needed to get. I don't. I think that my mother drank, even though she was a part of Nation Islam. My mother was a street soldier at that time. She was young, so she drank. She drank. She was an alcoholic, and she been an alcoholic ever since she was a little girl. She started drinking at 8 years old. Same time I started drinking. Shout out to the chat, and it's a reality. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to talk about my life because it's my life. It's my life. It's my time. I'm reclaiming my time and reclaiming my time. Shelter chat. I do not yield to the floor. I will not yield to nobody on this app. You want me to yield to you? You better suck a bag of dicks before I yield to you. And shout out to the chat. I'm gonna close out this video. I'm gonna close out this video. But shout out to my ghost watchers. Shout out to the people that support this channel. Those that are not here will catch the playback. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. It is what it is. 914 Western County, New York. Shout out to you. It is what the fuck it is. And I'm out of here. Y'all have an awesome day today. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your life. Let me say it in Spanish. Disfruta tu vida. Disfruta tu la vida. Disfruta tu la vida. Enjoy your life. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, lo siento, no escucha es mío. Estoy donde nada nunca se pasa. ¿Qué diablo contigo, mi gente? ¿Qué diablo pasando? What is going on? What is happening with our community? I can say, and my mother, my biological mother, is still living to this day. I think she's a Buddhist. One of them chanting Buddhists. Nam yo renkekyo. Fuck nam yo renkekyo. It's all about Kuja na mimi Kuja Kula. Kuja na mimi Kula Jakula Miji Bariri. It is what it is. It is what the fuck it is. 914 Western County, New York. I'm signing off right now because I'm getting tired. I'm getting sleepy. Getting tired and getting sleepy. Una karibishwa. Una karibishwa. Kuvuta pumzika. Yeah. It is what it is, my people. I'm out of here. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I didn't work today. I have plenty of paperwork to send out today. Shout out to the chat. I had to come back to this house and clean and do some laundry and all that. I'm very tired. But I got my penitentiary mindset on as well. The penitentiary, even though I've been gone for years, they released me October the 1st, 2001. What is today's date? And isn't this 2025? This is 2024. So I was released from prison the penitentiary October the 1st, 2001. So that means I've been out of prison for over 20 years. That means that my inmate number 221644 is over 20 years old. I was 20 when they convicted me. I was like 22. I went to prison at 22 years old. I left prison at 28 years old. I am now 51 years old. I'll be turning 52 in 4 more weeks. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. Those that are not here will catch the playback. Shout out to my ghost watchers. And those of you that have been knowing me for years, you know what's getting ready to happen next. There's no mystery. There's no spook shit here. Ain't no ghosts in this house. The only one that is a spirit in this house is great grandma Barbosa. She appears, especially when I get ready to do what I need to do for me. She always appears. It's not saying that she doesn't appear when something happy is going on or when something, other stuff is going on. She's here constantly. She's been here with me since the day I was fucking born. That is my grandmother's mother. Shout out to the chat. And when I try to tell my grandmother, your mother has been with me all this time. My grandmother told me, and my grandmother was a Jehovah's Witness. Even though she knew the real truth about everything. She told me that was not her mother following me. That was a demon from the pits of hell. Now that my grandmother is dead, is your mother a demon from the pits of hell? That is your mother that been following me ever since the fucking day I was fucking born. Grandma, you are dead now. Shout out to you. You didn't do nothing wrong to me, but you betrayed me. You betrayed me. You know how you betrayed me? Because you got with a man that beat you and beat your children and mistreated you, and you never left. Even when you did leave, you went back. You should never did that. You should have Grandma, you should have married the man your father told you to marry. And people say, well, maybe if your grandmother would have married the other dude, you would have never been born. I don't give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about me. Nobody. Honestly, really, and true life speaking, nobody gives a fuck about Arabia Barbosa. And that's real. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Peace. But I am going to say, if my grandmother would have never married Grandpa Smith, I would have never been born. That's where all the trouble came through. Me and my brother, he got children, he got grandchildren now. That's not supposed to be happening. My grandmother disobeyed her father's voice. She disobeyed her fucking father's voice. Shout out to the chat. He told her she was promised to somebody that got Cape Verdean blood from Boston, Massachusetts. She was promised to a Cape Verdean American. She was not promised to somebody that came from North Carolina. A bitch ass dude, 6'3", light skin, freckles, red hair. That nigga was a killer. He hated women. He disrespected women. He killed women. My father was a witness to one of his murders. One of the murders my grandfather committed years ago, my father was a witness to. Shout out to the chat. My father didn't tell that story. It happened when my father was 14 years old. You know, my father waited years and years. My father was 57 years old when he told that story. Shout out to the chat. And as soon as my father started talking, soon as my father started revealing certain shit to me, a few years later, down the road, he told this story about his father at 57 years old. 7 years down the road, my father got sick and my father died. Died. My father was not perfect. Not at all. Shout out to the chat. Not perfect. He would never be perfect. But my father was beautiful. My father had a beautiful spirit, but he was mistreated as a young child. That's why we need to address what's going on in these black homes about these black women and black men beating black babies to death. And I don't mean when the child is 2 years old. A lot of you black bitches, a lot of you black men been beating them children as soon as they got out of the pussy. This new generation, that's what they doing. That's what they did back in the old days when they didn't want to have the child. They couldn't abort you, so what they did, beat you to death or abandon you somewhere when no one will find you. I remember growing up in New York, there was a lot of babies found in garbage cans, dumpsters. Shout out to the chat. It's a reality. Y'all need to wake up to reality and stop sleeping a dirt nap of comatose ignorance and silence. Open up your goddamn eyes and see the fucking truth. Start reading books. Forget about YouTube for a little bit. Forget about social media. Pick up a fucking book. One of the first books you probably need to start reading is V.C. Andrews. Flowers in the Attic. If There Be Thorns. Petals on the Wind. Start reading. There's other different books out there. Since everybody want to talk about Sylvia Brown, the fake psychic, look at her books. Read what she said. Shout out to the chat. Read the book Sissy Houston did about her own daughter. Read. Don't be on YouTube all day, social media all day. Shout out to the chat. Because I'm not here all day. This is my day to be here all day. Shout out to the chat. It is what the fuck it is. I'm out of here.